Hi, this is Mary, and this is my entry into the Pink Oddbird Paperstack Challenge. And I chose the Martha Stewart paper. And bear with me, I am lousy at videoing, and I have to do this one-handed because I'm doing it with my phone. So bear with me. I like to have sort of an idea or story behind my junk journals. And this one I figured is sort of one of those catch-all books that the average witch or Halloween kind of person would have in the Victorian or Edwardian times. The most of the paper in here is from the Martha Stewart Halloween stack from last year, which would be 2017, and also coffee dyed paper. And I had a little 6x6 extra, sheets here and there of Bobunny from last year. And there might be some Echo Park in there for just pockets or trim, that sort of thing. But the vast majority of it is the Martha Stewart. The cover photo is from Chocolaterabbit on Etsy. And inside the book, there are a lot of images that are from Chocolaterabbit. And let's see, I'm going to put it down below. I'll put a list of everybody and what I used in there, because I had a couple of other things that I know that were from other artists. I also used a lot of photos from the British Museum, which you can use for free, and they're on Flickr, the British Museum collection, and they have really, really cool pictures. Or I guess they're pictures, they're scans of actual old book plates and things like that, so it's really neat. This is the first book I've used them in, but I think it turned out really well. And the book corners are from Aliexpress, and I just started learning to do beading, so it's not the best, but it's a learning curve. And I have a cat trying to climb up my leg right now. And the charms are from Aliexpress. So you can see this is done with artist wax and a stencil. The stencil is a Tim Holtz stencil. And I jam mine full. I mean, I just jam everything in these. I probably should have made it a bigger... Hold on, gotta move a cat. Okay. I should have made it probably the spine bigger, but you can always take stuff out, Alright, hold on while I pause this and turn the journal over. So like every journal I've ever done, there are things I'm really happy about and things I'm not. So I got a lot of ribbon and a wide ribbon and things like that at the Dollar Tree. And that's what some of this is, and I just sewed it and made it into a pocket for on the front. And that's where I would put my note about what the junk journal is about. And here you can see this is some lace, and these are there's a bunch of, I think there's like 8 or 10 of these calling cards that were from witches that are in here. Oh, the other thing that I do is I use all kind of different papers. I use vellum that I'll sew on. I think this is a vellum one that I'll sew in matte. And I really like working with vellum. Oh, actually, no. Is this one vellum? It's vellum over... it's actually a parchment paper that's partially cotton, which I really like because it gives it a really cool feel. There's a bunch of side pockets that I put little things in. You can write on everything. I also started to get into making my own graphics, and I'm not going to stick these back in on camera. I'm just going to pull them out and show you. But I just started making kind of fun graphics, like for sale, a vintage, a Bossum Boston Besom, which is actually what that kind of broom is. So, yeah, so I'm having fun making some of that stuff up now too. Like to branch out. And the stenciling, all kinds of different stencils I used, as well as using a lot of stamps. I hoard stamps, I collect stamps, so I like to use them. Coffee stain by myself. As you can see, a lot of little detail work. This is one of those from the museum. Cat. That's another chocolate rabbit. There's a lot of covers of Penny Dreadfuls, which were books that were sold for a penny and came out, gosh, they were, I think, Victorian era, and they sold for a penny. A side pocket. Another card that I sewed. I'm going to put these to the side and then I will put them back in. I really like putting a lot of different interesting things in as far as cards go and ephemera. This is one of those little Tim Holtz cutouts, and that's one of his ephemera ones. This is from the book, or no, this one is actually a book from the British Museum. I like to print on vellum. I usually put a couple of pockets in that are printed on vellum. If you want to print on vellum, the easiest way to do it is actually to print it in draft form and then lay it flat right away. Don't print out one on top of the other. You have to print them out individually and lay them to dry, or they'll just smear all up. And I usually sew those pockets, and as you can see, just put something in there. But what's cool is when you turn it over, then you can actually see what you have in there on that side. That's some of that ribbon that I had purchased, and some of it's sewn on, some of it's just glued on. Some more interesting ephemera in there. Another side pocket. I didn't put something in every side pocket, but this one's just a double pocket there and there. I thought this one was very interesting. It was a part of a Penny Dreadful, Man Eaten by Cats. A lot of that Victorian stuff is really dark. Some more. I'm trying to think of, I don't know if Tsunami Rose did these or not. I'll have to look it up, and I'll put it down below. Some more. This was actually part of the kit, and I just fussy cutted it out. And I don't know if you can see or not, but I used one of those Touch of Stella pens, and it actually is lightly glistening with, I guess it's glitter of some sort. On Tim Holtz saying, this trim I got at Michael's. So on this page, I had gotten this contraption stick-in thing here from Aliexpress. It was really cheap. It was like 50 cents, so I got a couple of them. And in here, I have a couple little pieces of ephemera. Here, you can see it's actually, when you take them out, there's 3 and then 4. And actually, I have it in here so that you can put things behind it if you want. This pocket is actually just washi tape. All this is washi tape. And I have just a picture in there. And they said it's washi tape. Some metal, just embellishments. Some more cards. Same thing here. I'm not a big fan of stickers in them, but I just thought that was really kind of a cool sticker, and it matched colors and everything else. And this is that paper that was out of that Bobunny. And believe me, I have over 45 sheets in here of paper. This is a piece, I think I got it at Joanne's or somewhere. It's wooden, and I put artist wax on it. And here, it's throughout it, there's some recipe cards like Toad on Toast, and they're really funny. These are from Chocolaterabbit also. And that's a mesmerizing item. So, like I said, some of them I'll sew and back, some of them I don't, because I'm actually going more for that tactile feel. Here, same thing. The paper's behind. There's another pocket there. Some more of the ribbon. An interesting hearse picture. Just a doily with a little cat on it. All the pieces of coffee stain paper in here are stamped on each one. This is just a stamp I stamped out that I had extra, and then I just sewed it on there. So that's a pocket. That's a Tim Holtz stencil also. Just some more embellishments, paper and lace, more pictures. Once again, this is the other side of that vellum, so you can see that there's a picture in there, and then when you flip it over, you see this was printed on the vellum. And of course you have to have your own post somewhere in there. This is an envelope, and it has some little things in it. And another pocket. Some more. This is a book I made. I usually put a couple little notebooks or books and different things in there. So this one I just made. And I'll stick that in later because it's going to be hard to get in there with one hand. And some more. Just a tuck and a side pocket. Another pocket. This is actually a double pocket. You can put two things in there. It's layered on top of each other. I thought that was a really neat image. With some velour trim there. These are some more of those calling cards and some trim. This is also a tuck spot. These were kind of cool. I got those on clearance at Joanne's. I usually remember where I get things. Alright, this is a tuck, then it's a fold out, and there's another tuck there, and a place here. So, and it just folds back in. And I treated myself this year to this very cool raven stamp. I was all tickled about that. Some more. This is also on vellum here. And an interesting picture of a male in a chicken costume. He does not look like he is a happy chicken guy. Here's some more. Same. Pull out there. This is a double pocket. I did the same thing with that Touch of Stella glitter. So when you see it, it's actually, in person, it's actually really a lot cooler. This is not capturing it well. Schadenfreude, which is when, if I get this right, that's when you take like glee in somebody else's misfortune, but not bad misfortune, like if they walked into a pole or something like that. So that's what that is. Double pocket here. Oh, and what I did was, this is single-sided paper, so I took it, cut it into the size that I wanted, put it through the printer printed on this side. So that way you can use that single-sided paper, you can make it into double-sided yourself. It's just a belly band. I really like ribbon. I usually use a lot of trim and ribbon, as you can see. Some more of the cutouts from Tim Holtz of the witches. This is a toe tag, and I cannot tell you for the life of me where I got it. I've had them for a couple years. This is another, you have the Tim Holtz little tags there, some lace, has a belly band. Let's see if I can do this. Ooh, there's a tag in there. This one is, I made quite a few of these. I never knew what to do with the wooden paper with wood grain, so I made coffins out of it because I thought, well, that's sort of a use for it. And that's a candy treat bag. This is paper that I decoupaged on there, Mod Podged. Tag I made. That's one of those stickers where if you turn it one way she looks pretty and the other way she looks like a skeleton, but apparently this is just picking up the skeleton, but it's kind of cool. Some more pockets. This was pretty, I thought. I'm not a fan of spiders by any means, but for Halloween I'll put up with it. And this one was from the British Museum too, and it's the boogie owl. The boogie owl, but he doesn't look like an owl, I guess, to me. Anyway, it's one of those. And on this side pocket, what I did was I took and printed this out on vellum just because it's fun to pull out and look at, and if you hold it up to the light and stuff, you can, like, if it's daylight, today it's right now I'm doing this in the evening, so it's kind of cool. An old ad for the extremely hideous skeleton, dancing skeleton. And some more, so it's more of the same, just some triangle. I didn't put any, I usually put magnet flaps and stuff in books, but I didn't in this one. My husband's actually going to have back surgery soon. He's been having some super impossible sort of problems, and we've been running around the hospitals, so this is a flip out too. So I've been trying to put this together in between that and working. Oh, this is another one I made. This is another piece of ephemera that I just made up. So what I did was, had the back, whoops, whoop, are you there? Yes, okay. Sorry, people. So I had the back paper, and I took a free image of a mansion that's behind there. You can't see it as well. And then I just put Witches Dance, Shadowlands Lodge, when it was, live band, free Bessem parking, free admission for familiars, but the poisonous and bitey beasts have to be muzzled. So just having some fun with it, and aged the back so it looked older. And as we go through and get to the back, there's 3 signatures, by the way. This is between the second and the third signature. And like I said, I usually put a book in a book. And all this one is made out of envelopes. But when you take it out, right on the front, so this is like a little book of the person who owns this book's weird family. So that's a Victorian mourning picture. And you flip it out. There's another one with the girl scratched out. Crazy Uncle Ernie who does the ventriloquism. And then what happens is, if it will open up again this way, and this is a pocket, and then you can put things in the pocket this way and also on this side. So you have 3 pockets inside like that, and then when you flip it over like that, there's the raven again. I usually don't do duplicates, but I'm really tickled with that stamp. And then if you pull, there's a tag in here in the back also, and you pull it out. So you could write on it with a white pen or whatever. I'll put that to the side. And one day I will get a, I will use a regular camera. It's another vellum pocket with, this is actually just a piece that I put in here that I made up that was with those little Tim Holtz kids that are weird looking and haunt. And that's using the paper also. And this is also another flip out, and there's a pocket in there. So there's a huge amount of journaling or places for photos in here. I think that's my second favorite stamp, the Happy Moon. And some more of the ribbon that I picked up. Another pocket in there. And here's another tag that I made. And that's also, this is also a cat candy bag. So I thought that was cute. This is a triangle pocket again. This has a, this is a tuck spot if you wanted to put something behind there, like that. This is a pocket in here. There's a pocket with something in it. These fold out, and they're places to journal. There's two pieces there, coffee stain paper, and this is another pocket with something in it. So these cards were in the pack, so I used them up. Just used them as tuck spots. Oh, my photography skills. My video skills are so poor. I really apologize. I have to do something and get a camera set up correctly. So here's another pocket. Little Tim Holtz from last year in his Ephemera. This is a tag in here. So there's another tag in there. Some more paper and stamping. A tuck spot. This is also another tuck spot. And there, it's an up tuck. And on the back, there is this pocket, which is also a double pocket. There's one in the front and one behind. And that's pretty much it. So I had a blast doing it. It was a lot of fun. It was a good distraction from what's going on with my husband. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making it. And thanks for stopping by.